Worry is an intrinsic part of the human experience, something that nearly every person encounters at some point in their lives. It often manifests in various forms, whether it be concerns about the future, anxiety about relationships, fears regarding health, or doubts about personal abilities. While it is completely normal to feel worried from time to time, the issue arises when this worry becomes pervasive, leading to an overwhelming sense of anxiety that consumes our thoughts and emotions. In understanding the nature of worry, it is crucial to recognize that it is rooted in our attempts to control the uncontrollable. At its core, worry is an emotional response that aims to prepare us for potential challenges or threats. It can be seen as a protective mechanism that alerts us to dangers, prompting us to take action. This instinctive aspect of worry can be beneficial. It can lead us to be more cautious, more informed, and ultimately more proactive about certain situations. For example, a person who worries about an upcoming job interview may spend time preparing and researching the company, which increases their chances of success. Thus, a small amount of worry can serve as a motivator, propelling us toward positive outcomes. However, the line between constructive worry and destructive anxiety is often thin. When worry escalates beyond its useful function, it can lead to a cycle of ruminating thoughts that trap us in a state of perpetual unease. This kind of negative thinking is not only exhausting, but it can also significantly impact our mental and physical health. Chronic worry can manifest as a range of health issues, including insomnia, headaches, gastrointestinal problems, and a weakened immune system. Furthermore, it can strain relationships and diminish our overall quality of life. As worry takes hold, it can distort our perceptions and lead to a negative feedback loop. We may begin to believe that our fears have a higher likelihood of coming true than they actually do, causing us to avoid situations or opportunities that could be beneficial. For instance, someone might worry excessively about failing a test to the point where they procrastinate studying, ultimately increasing their chances of doing poorly. In this way, worry becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, driving behavior that reinforces the initial anxiety. Additionally, the cultural context in which we find ourselves often exacerbates our tendency to worry. In our fast-paced society, there is immense pressure to succeed, meet expectations, and maintain a facade of perfection. Social media in particular plays a significant role in amplifying feelings of inadequacy, encouraging comparisons to curated versions of other people's lives. This environment fosters a culture of worry, where the constant pursuit of approval and success can feel overwhelming. It is also essential to recognize that worry often stems from our fear of uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the inability to foresee or control future events can leave us feeling vulnerable. Instead of embracing this uncertainty, many of us cling to our worries as a way of trying to regain some semblance of control. We convince ourselves that if we worry enough about something, we can somehow influence the outcome or mitigate the risk. Yet this illusion of control is fleeting and ultimately misguided, as most aspects of life are beyond our direct influence. The realization that excessive worry does more harm than good is the first step toward reclaiming our peace of mind. Understanding the nature of worry allows us to take a step back and assess our thought patterns critically. When we find ourselves spiraling into negative thought cycles, it becomes crucial to recognize these moments as opportunities for intervention. We can begin to see worry for what it is, a mental habit that can be changed. Mindfulness and self-awareness play a pivotal role in breaking free from the grips of worry. By learning to observe our thoughts without judgment, we create distance between ourselves and our worries. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and journaling can help us cultivate a more balanced perspective on our thoughts. Instead of allowing worry to dominate our minds, we can practice redirecting our focus toward the present moment and the things we can control. It is also worth considering the power of community and support in mitigating worry. Often, sharing our fears with trusted friends or family can lighten our emotional burdens. Talking openly about our concerns can not only provide us with valuable perspectives, but also remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. In a world where isolation is all too common, reaching out and connecting with others serves as a reminder of our shared humanity and fosters emotional resilience. As we navigate through life's challenges, it's essential to incorporate a sense of faith, whatever that may mean for each individual, into our approach to worry. Many people find solace in spiritual practices that remind them of a larger purpose or a greater plan. Whether through prayer, meditation, or connection to nature, these practices can serve as a source of comfort in moments of distress. When we surrender our worries to a higher power, we cultivate trust and faith, alleviating our burden and opening ourselves to peace. In conclusion, while worry is an intrinsic aspect of the human experience, it is crucial to understand its nature and impact on our lives. By recognizing the difference between constructive concern and debilitating anxiety, we gain the power to reclaim our peace. Through mindfulness, community support, and spiritual connection, we can learn to acknowledge our worries without allowing them to define us. Ultimately, understanding the nature of worry is not about eliminating it completely, but rather about finding healthier ways to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and resilience. The journey toward peace begins with a conscious decision to shift our focus away from worry and toward faith, trust, and the beauty of the present moment. The power of surrender is a profound concept that resonates deeply with individuals navigating the complexities of life. When faced with challenges, uncertainties, or overwhelming situations, it is not uncommon to feel the weight of the world pressing down on us, leading to a sense of anxiety and despair. Many people try to handle these burdens on their own, believing that their strength and determination alone will see them through. However, this often results in exhaustion and frustration. The realization that there is a different way to approach challenges can be life-changing. The understanding and practice of surrendering to a higher power. At its core, surrendering does not mean giving up. Instead, it means acknowledging that there are forces beyond our control and recognizing the limitations of our own understanding. We are often so consumed by our worries that we forget to step back and look at the bigger picture. When we surrender our anxieties and fears to God, we admit that we cannot carry the weight of our struggles alone. This act of humility can lead to liberation or release of the stress that burdens our hearts and minds. One may wonder, how does this act of surrendering work? It is important to understand that it begins with faith. Faith in this context is not always about religious belief, but instead a trust in the universe, a source of wisdom, or higher intelligence that governs our lives. When we trust that there is something greater than ourselves orchestrating the events of our life, we can begin to let go of the tight grip we hold on our worries. Faith allows us to step off the hamster wheel of anxiety, for we begin to see that there's a pathway to peace that does not depend solely on our ability to control outcomes. Consider the example of a person who faces a major life decision, one that could impact their career, relationships, and overall happiness. This individual may feel stressed, weighed down by too many choices, and the fear of making a wrong move. However, when they take a moment to surrender these worries to God, they create space for clarity and calmness. In doing so, they often find that solutions emerge organically, whether through quiet reflection, guidance from friends or mentors, or even a sudden insight. The act of surrendering can lead to profound clarity that might have otherwise been obscured by their worries. In practice, surrendering requires intentional effort. It's not always easy, and it rarely comes naturally. One must cultivate a habit of recognizing when worry begins to creep in. This awareness is essential, as it is the first step toward surrender. Developing a mindful approach means that we can catch ourselves in moments of stress and consciously choose to release our worries. This can be done through practices such as prayer, meditation, or simply taking a few deep breaths while repeating affirmations of faith and surrender. For many, prayer becomes a powerful tool of moment to lay down one's burdens at the feet of the divine, seeking guidance and support.
Another benefit of surrender is that it fosters a sense of community and connection. When we share our struggles with others and express our desires to surrender, we create bonds, whether through spiritual groups, friendships, or familial support. This community becomes a source of strength, providing encouragement and accountability on our journeys. In times when we might feel tempted to fall back into the endless cycle of worry, having others who share similar beliefs or values can remind us of the power of surrender and the peace that comes with it. In addition to community support, surrendering also nurtures a positive mindset. When we release our worries, we shift our focus from fear to hope. This transition entails actively choosing to see possibilities instead of limitations. In the practice of surrender, we begin to trust that what is meant to be will unfold in its own time. This shift in mindset can fundamentally change how we approach challenges. Instead of dreading the unknown or feeling paralyzed by choices, we start to look at life as a journey filled with opportunity. Each step leads us closer to understanding our purpose and uncovering our deepest aspiration. Moreover, surrendering helps cultivate resilience. The more we practice letting go of our worries, the stronger our ability to bounce back from adversity becomes. Life is unpredictable and hardships are inevitable. However, by embracing the concept of surrender, we develop a tool for coping. When difficult situations arise, we can remember that we have the power to choose how we respond. By opting to surrender our worries to God, we create a buffer against anxiety, allowing us to process events without becoming overwhelmed. It is essential to note that surrender does not absolve us from taking action. It does not mean that we sit idly by while trusting everything will magically work out. Instead, surrendering is an empowering collaboration between faith and action. It means doing our best in the situation at hand while simultaneously releasing the outcome. We can strive for our goals, make decisions, and work hard, but we must also be willing to let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. This balance is crucial for our mental and emotional health. Conscious action coupled with surrender leads to a harmonious path where we exert our effort while maintaining faith in the unfolding of life. In moments of surrender, we often discover a newfound sense of peace. This inner tranquility comes from the realization that we are not alone. Surrendering our burdens to God means leaning into divine guidance, and this shift in perspective can be profoundly healing. It reminds us that we are part of a larger tapestry of existence, that our lives are intertwined with others, and that everything has its time and purpose. When we accept this truth, we often find a level of peace that transcends our immediate circumstances. As we reflect on the power of surrender, let us remember that it is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing practice and commitment. There will be days when we falter, when worry creeps back in and threatens to cloud our judgment. But in those moments, we can choose to return to the practice of surrender. By implementing these principles into our daily lives, we create a strong foundation for peace, allowing grace and clarity to navigate the challenges we face. In conclusion, the act of surrendering our worries to a higher power can be a profound source of peace. As we embrace faith, community, and resilience, we learn to navigate life's uncertainties with grace. The power of surrender is transformative, offering a pathway to liberation from anxiety and a deeper connection to both ourselves and the world around us. Ultimately, when we give our burdens to God, we discover that we can find serenity amidst life's storms, trusting that everything will unfold as it is meant to. Faith serves as an anchor in our lives, providing us with stability, hope, and resilience in the face of challenge. In the context of overcoming worry and anxiety, faith transcends mere belief. It becomes the foundation upon which we build our trust in a higher power. When we lean into our faith, we're not merely looking for answers or solutions to our problems. We're engaging in a transformative process that allows us to reframe our perspective on life's difficulties. At the core of many spiritual traditions is the idea that we are part of something greater than ourselves. This connection can be deeply comforting, especially when faced with overwhelming worries about the future or unresolved issues from the past. It reminds us that though we may feel alone in our struggles, we are essentially part of a larger tapestry of existence. This understanding can foster a profound sense of belonging and purpose, allowing us to release the burdens we carry. Faith also nurtures resilience. It equips us with the inner strength to navigate life's storms. When we face hardship, our instinct may be to retreat into worry and fear. However, faith encourages us to confront these challenges with courage and hope. It reminds us that obstacles can lead to growth and transformation, revealing strengths we didn't know we had. By trusting that there is a higher purpose even in our struggles, we can approach difficulties with a sense of curiosity rather than despair. This shift in mindset is pivotal in diminishing worry. As we come to see challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for learning and development. Moreover, faith provides a framework for understanding the uncertainty of life. One of the main sources of worry is our desire for certainty and control over our circumstances. We often find ourselves caught in a web of what-ifs, imagining the worst possible outcomes and feeling paralyzed by anxiety. However, faith invites us to embrace the unknown with acceptance. It teaches us that while we may not have control over every situation, we do have the power to choose our response. Through faith, we learn to find peace in uncertainty, understanding that life's unpredictability is part of the journey. This perspective shift can significantly reduce anxiety, allowing us to navigate life with greater ease and confidence. It is also important to acknowledge that faith is not synonymous with passivity. Rather than resigning ourselves to fate, faith empowers us to take proactive steps grounded in trust. For instance, when we surrender our worries to God, we are encouraged to pray, reflect, and seek guidance while also taking practical actions in our lives. This dynamism is crucial. It teaches us that faith is an active partnership where we engage with our challenges while trusting that divine wisdom guides us. As we do so, we often find clarity and direction that helps diminish our worries. Building faith is a personal journey, and it often requires nurturing and intention. Engaging with spiritual practices such as prayer, meditation, or studying sacred texts can deepen our connection to faith and reinforce our ability to let go of worry. These practices create sacred moments in our day, allowing us to pause and center ourselves rather than getting swept away by the currents of anxiety. In these moments of quiet reflection, we often find profound insights and a renewed sense of purpose that lift the weight of worry off our shoulders. Additionally, community plays a vital role in fostering faith. Surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our beliefs and values can bolster and affirm our faith. Whether through a religious congregation, a support group, or even friendships, connection with others can provide encouragement, inspiration, and a sense of belonging. When we share our burdens with others and engage in collective prayer or meditation, we often find relief and encouragement, which reinforces our faith and diminishes our worries collectively. Stories of faith also have the power to inspire and uplift us. Throughout history, countless individuals have faced seemingly insurmountable challenges and emerged with their faith intact, often helping others along the way. These narratives remind us that we are not alone in our struggles and that faith can be a powerful catalyst for healing and transformation. When we hear or read about others who have overcome their worries through faith, it ignites hope within us and reinforces our belief that we too can find peace in the midst of chaos. Moreover, engaging in acts of service and kindness can strengthen our faith, providing a sense of purpose that counteracts worry. When we focus on helping others, we often find that our own worries diminish in significance. This shift from self-focus to service not only benefits those around us, but also enriches our own lives with joy and fulfillment. As our faith deepens through acts of generosity and compassion, we foster a sense of interconnectedness that diminishes isolation and worry. In our pursuit of peace, it is essential to remember that faith is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when we grapple with doubt or fear. This is a natural part of being human. However, the more we engage with our faith through practices, community, and reflection, the more resilient we become against the pull of worry. It's about creating a foundation that allows us to stand firm in the face of life's storms, knowing that we are supported and guided by a greater force. In conclusion, embracing faith as a foundational pillar in our lives allows us to navigate the complexities of worry with grace and resilience. Faith invites us to transcend our concerns and fears, reminding us that we are part of something larger and more profound. Through faith, we gain the strength to confront challenges, find peace in uncertainty, and foster a sense of belonging within a supportive community. As we engage with spiritual practices and connect